Well, it's one of the first things we do when we hold a map. We try to find our home. But when Tawanda Kanhema was looking at Google Street View for where he grew up in Zimbabwe, he couldn't find it. So he decided to do something about it. The journalist and photographer teamed up with Google and mapped out his home country. And with the help of a car, a speedboat, an ATV, bicycle, helicopter, Street View now features more than 500 miles of Zimbabwe. Here to tell us about his epic travels and tracking is Tawanda Kanhema. Good morning, Tawanda. Great to talk to you today.
Good morning, Ben. Thank you.
Okay, so typically when I find a problem like not finding my house on Google Street View, I'll say to myself, geez, somebody should really do something about that. But that happened to you, and you just decided, no, I'm going to do something like that. So where do you even start when identifying a problem like this?
So I happen to have a background in documentary film and virtual reality, and so I spent 6 months thinking about what I could do to contribute, what I could do to help bring coverage to the region. And so combining those two fields, I was able to begin experimenting with different ways of building virtual maps. And after a few months of just testing and practicing, I got in touch with the Street View team at Google and learned that they have a camera loan program where they allow you to borrow a camera and take it to some place interesting. So I was able to borrow a camera and a pro camera and take it to Zimbabwe, where I began the mapping project.
Did you ever get an answer from them as to why they hadn't proceeded with a Google Street View for your country?
Well, as I began experimenting and just really testing, I learned a lot about the complexity of bringing coverage to new places. It's not just the technology; it's relationships. It's figuring out what is the rollout timeline and when is the best possible time to bring coverage to a certain location. And so for me, I realized that there was really no need to wait for the pace of technology, which can be really slow to roll out some of these locations. Instead, I was able to just figure a way to begin doing this at a very small scale.
Tell me about some of the different technologies and techniques that you came up with to film all these different terrains. And we've been watching some of the footage and some of the pictures. Just spectacular.
Yes. So one of the things you learn when doing photography at this scale is just the need for testing and the complexity of working in different environments. I had to come up with a kit that I could use in 40 degrees in the Namib Desert, as well as in minus 40-degree weather in Northern Ontario. And so I had to figure out how to keep the camera powered. In Northern Ontario, batteries will last just a matter of minutes because of the extreme weather conditions. So figuring out a way to keep the camera going for up to 6 hours a day, that was a bit of a challenge. And then just working through different camera configurations, different mounting options, mounting the camera to a bike helmet, speedboat, going on a helicopter or on a backpack that I could carry on my back. So all of those were some of the challenges that I had to work through and just figure out a solution that works.
Tawanda, before we go, I want to congratulate you on your work. But as a documentary filmmaker, I've got to ask, a journey like this just seems like the perfect subject matter for an actual documentary film. Is that something that we could possibly be seeing down the road? Yes.
So as I started doing this work, a friend, Alan Sanchez, joined me and started shooting some of the footage that you see here. And also there was a team from Google that shot some footage in Zimbabwe. And all of that really just brings to life some of these moments. And I think that there's an opportunity to package this into a work that would have a longer and really tell the story in more detail. Well, documentary photography book or just a documentary film.
Well, in any event, whether it's a book or a film, please come back and let us know when that story is available, because we'd love to unpack it further. Congratulations, and thanks for spending time with us this morning.
Thanks for having me.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked this, be sure to subscribe here, or you can check out more Your Morning videos right here.